Well, hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to Life of Wonders. This is Polo and I love making videos of dolls, toys and Disney collectibles. And as always, if you like this kind of content and you feel like supporting the channel, then you already know what to do. So today we're going to be covering the full unboxing and detailed review of both Red and Chloe Charming as part of the new Descendants, the Rise of Red doll series. I am also planning to get a few more from this series, but it appears that they're released like in different waves. So as for now, there's only like 4 characters available, and I thought I would start with these two. Now we'll also be comparing the quality of the, new Mattel Descendants dolls with the previous Hasbro ones. And in my collection, I do have these two Ali dolls who represent the daughter of Alice in Wonderland. And as you know, I'm a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland, and that is why I'm also very excited about this release. But anyway, here I have both dolls, the core one over there, and then we have the neon lights bow one, I think it was called, and I'm aware there's a third one from a Masquerade Party series, and that's in my wish list, but I don't have that one. Anyway, I think that's quite enough because yeah, to be honest, like I've always felt like the Hasbro versions were like very lacking in terms of quality, but now that I've like, you know, reunite both Ali dolls, and from what I can see through the boxes, I feel it might be comparable in a way. So anyway, I'm going to be comparing these two takes from Mattel and Hasbro, as well as comparing the bodies with the new princess body mold that Mattel is using, because I'm feeling that it might be the same but with further articulation maybe. I don't know. So I'll check that out because I also have a feeling that Chloe is a little bit thicker than Red, but it might be just like the illusion of the outfit. But just by looking at them, I'm getting those vibes for some reason. Anyway, so they both come in the same packaging, but the packaging differs in the way that over here we have the the picture of the actress that plays Red, and right over there I think it specifies that Red is the daughter of the well, actually the Red Queen, the Queen of Hearts. I confused that one because of the Tim Burton movies, but anyway, the Queen of Hearts, and that's it. Really, it has like this funny shape that I don't know what it's supposed to represent. Maybe there's something here. I'm guessing, I don't know, I mean, if you were to put like, maybe, I mean, these two you can't, I don't know about the other two, but it would be fun if they could like create like a heart, right? Although I don't know if that's how it works. Anyway, and right over here we have like a lightning bolt. Then on the back we have the full picture of the promo photo of Red, and then over here it says this rebel at heart is ready to change history, and that's it really. Then we have the Disney logo right there, and then here we have the photo of Chloe Charming, and it says, an aspiring royal champion, she always fights for what's right. So anyway, I will be taking them both out of the box, and I'll come back to you with all sorts of details. Alright, so here we have them both out of the box. I can already tell my first impressions with you, which I will be completely honest. I feel like I'm very grateful that we get these two characters, in doll form, and I feel like Mattel has done a good job. Although for the price given, I think I was truly expecting something else. That is, when I compare these dolls with, the G3 Monster High dolls that Mattel is producing at the moment, I feel like G3 is a winner. when compared to these, dolls. Like, we're getting so much more for the price that we're getting for these dolls here. So I don't know if it's like the license of Disney that makes everything a little bit more expensive, just in general. I mean, the quality is good. I would say it's just about okay. Not like, A plus, in my opinion, for the given price. I think that this could have cost easily, around $8 less, or if in the case of euros, maybe 10 euros less than the retail price for what we're getting for other brands such as Monster High within the same franchise. So, I mean, franchise, yeah, from the same company. So, we'll start here with Red. One thing I'm very happy about is that both of them come with saran hair, although for the case of Red, this is like incredibly boxed and it's not looking like great. And I also feel like there's not like a crazy amount of hair. I know that saran feels a bit more lightweight and thin, but again, like I've seen and I felt Monster High being a little bit more abundant when it comes to that. And yeah, taking into account that not a lot of people actually wash the hair and condition it, just out of the box doesn't look great, especially when I compare it with other like Barbie Extra that came with, the cream hair. I don't think it was looking as bad, but anyway, it's cool. It's saran. It's the one solid red color, and it complements the doll. Now, one thing I I I think I mentioned when I was recording the first part in Spanish is that I actually chose these two dolls in a physical store, and I'm very happy I did, because what I found out is that, and I believe it is because they've created these skulls that meet halfway, in between a cartoony and a realistic take on the characters. And those sculpts are very, very unique, and so the screenings differ so much if they've been applied ever so slightly to the left, to the right, up or down. And in this physical store, I was actually choosing up my dolls. There were like around 7 to 8 or 9 of the same character, and I can tell you that all of them look different, and that is not me like being picky, because I'm not that picky, really. In the case of Red, probably it was like the space buns, the how full the lips felt, the eyes, and in particular how the pupils and iris part of the eyes looked like. There was a bit of a wonky eye situation for most of dolls, and then in the case of Chloe, it was even worse. This one looks amazing. I mean, she looks stunning. But to be honest, this was the only one that was looking that great among the 8 or 9 dolls that I had in my hands, because they differ so very much, and I think it's because of that. I mean, the sculpt is so unique that if the screening is applied just like a millimeter different, it will look so different on the actual doll. So that I have to say, I mean, if you have to wait to have a look in your local toy store and choose your own, I would recommend that if you are kind of picky, because I could have bought this through Shop Disney, and I am very happy I decided not to, because again, like what I saw there was like very mind-blowing, because they were all different to a certain point, especially around the face. So anyway, moving on. Well, the hair for Chloe is so much more impressive in my opinion, because it does not have gel or anything. It's saran as well with these micro curls. It feels like there's, I mean, I love the texture. I love how soft it is, and it feels like there's a lot of it as well. And there's a combination of 2 different colors, by the way. So
I feel like when it comes to, yeah, when it comes to the face and probably hair, I would choose Chloe over Red. But then in terms of the outfit, it might be the other way around. So, moving on to the outfits. Well, the accessories first, because the only accessories that come with the dolls, that they're not wearing with them, are in the case of Red, this pocket watch that is like, time travel thingy that will make them travel in time. Well, sorry, spoiler alert here, but I think that that's quite obvious from the trailers, right? And the yeah, the commercials. Anyways, cool. It's a screen printed. It is not a sticker there, but it's quite it's, quite HD, I would say. Plastic, nice gold, cool. In the case of Chloe, we have this sword, which is also really cool. It has like the little hook for her to grab it nicely, and yeah, it's painted. It's cool. Yeah, soft, not like super hard, like something in between soft and hard. Like I can bend it, as you can see. But anyway, that's cool. Now moving on to how the outfits have translated from the movie to the dolls, I feel like it's been better translated in the case of Red than in the case of Chloe, and that is the materials used and everything feel like more adequate for Red as opposed to Chloe just in general, but we'll look at that in a moment. So basically, even though you can tell the jacket has a different cut for like the puffy sleeves, I think it's still like a pretty good job. That it's made out of like a thick pleather material. I've seen better pleather material for the G3 Monster High dolls, by the way. I don't know how well this is going to age because it feels quite rigid and not as yeah, not as soft in the way of durable, I would say. Now, I was surprised to find out this print on the back, and I feel like it's really nicely constructed, just simplified version of what we can find here, but still pretty good. We have the faux zipper. It's not like line on the inside, but it's still looking really nice. And then basically we have two pieces that are sewn together. So basically, if we take off the jacket, which you can do, you'll find that there is this top that is connected to the meshy sleeves underneath, and so there are like all those layers sewn together to create this multi-layer kind of thing. I believe that in reality she's actually having like a overskirt, maybe. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like in different times of the movie you can feel it like a mini skirt, whereas here it feels more like the continuation of the top, only on the front, by the way, because on the back, well, I don't know, the multi-layer material looks like it. I don't think the print it is exactly, or is it? Yeah, those are supposed to be hearts, maybe. I mean, it's cool. It's still like very reminiscent of that. Now I also noticed that the belt here is just like one single strap, and on the doll is like a two straps all together. I don't know if that was like a post-production change from early promotional pictures. Like, I can't remember exactly how it looked in the movie at the moment, but anyway, we can find like an extra layer here, and they're printed in well, they're actually sculpted in the color of the plastic, and there is that heart painted over. Now, the gloves are really nice, not painted details, but really nicely put together. They remind me so much of particularly the Monster Fest Monster High G3 dolls, because for the Ultimate Secret Series 4 they've changed them to be like open through here, but the one that came to my mind right now was Frankie's, and Frankie's gloves were like that, like open to one of the sides so you can take them off. Then moving on, so this is just the one single piece that has Velcro on the back, and then we find these pants which have all printed details, but I have to say that the details are very high definition, and the material used is thick enough not to feel like papery or plasticky. So I feel like it might look, again, it's not quite the same, is it? Probably it is, but because, yeah, probably we're not seeing, yeah, so we're seeing the interior part of the pants. Right here it feels like a solid color, but right over here it feels like a faux damask pattern, and then even like this portion here feels like it has lace over, although it is just like the print, but the print is so nice that it gives that illusion. And now the boots, both of them come with pointy feet. By the way, 11 points of articulation, just like the general like elbow, shoulder, wrist, and knee. No ankle articulation. I love the boots, by the way. I love the sculpt. I love how it looks. It reminds me so much of like Mariko from A Generation Girl in a way. I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're getting for the shoes, and I can already tell, I don't think I would be mistaken, but I feel like there are two different body sculpts here, and this body sculpt might be also the one that will come with Cinderella, because she's also thicker, and I don't know, I feel like it isn't just an illusion, it's like two different bodies. Now moving on to Chloe, she's got this choker that is actually open on the back, but is held together with an elastic. Again, the hair is magnificent. The makeup and everything looks great, but again, if you can pick up your own, I would totally recommend that. Now, when it comes to Chloe, this is the outfit from the movie, and as you can see, they've decided to go for a cheaper, sort of like a sparkly material for most of it, even though in the movie is not as sparkly. I mean, I understand that maybe there are bits and pieces such as like rhinestones and things like that, like studs, but other than that, they've decided to go super sparkly for her, and so that feels, I mean, it feels a bit more cheap than red. Now the jacket is supposed to have like a quilted texture to it that in reality is this like taffeta fabric, and then we have this lace over here, and then the taffeta fabric has a print that is reminiscent of a, it's even like textured, I would say, or I'm having that feeling, like I don't think it's textured exactly, but the fabric itself it has some texture to it, so it gives that illusion. But again, I don't think it's like a complete translation. It's well, they've tried here for it. It feels a bit more cheap. Then we have the logo of the diamond printed on the back, but is a little bit more blurry than in the case of red. And then underneath, she's having this bodysuit that is all sparkly, and the printed on details there. Then we have the belt, which is a simplified version of the original one, but again, I think it looks pretty cool. And then the pants are probably my least favorite portion, because it's really simplified here, in the way that you can see how they use like a different layer for like these portions here. And yeah, I mean, in reality, it's just like a mixed matched different color, all like sewn together, and you can already tell that this girl is thicker in a way. In fact, it's kind of hard to like put it all, you know. Okay, so you'll have to be careful as well with these curls, but anyway, but I mean, she looks amazing, and I think it's a really nice job. It's just that, again, for being Mattel and for the price, I was maybe expecting a little bit more. Now these are her shoes, which are supposed to be made out of like Swarovski crystals, I think. And it's just like, you know, the see-through plastic with embedded glitter. I feel like the sculpted details are even more present here than you can feel them here. Like they're a little bit like blurred away, which is a bit unfortunate. But other than that, okay, so I'm happy. Now what I'll do is, if I bring the two Ali dolls, what I was like very, and just before I actually okay, I'll grab the other one. So I have her here. Just before I put all of them together, even without doing the unboxing, I felt like, oh, maybe, I mean, maybe the quality of the Hasbro dolls was not as bad, specifically for the price given once again. And I know that a lot of people might, or some of you might say to me, oh, but the plastic now is so much more expensive, and then the fabrics are so much more expensive. And I'm like, no way, Jose, like I'm not buying those things, because first of all, the amount of plastic that came with these dolls for just the packaging was like outrageous. Like, I mean, in fact, I didn't even try to keep it because it was too bulky and it was a lot of plastic. So if the plastic was a problem, then it wouldn't be incorporated in massive loads as for the packaging. Now when it comes to the fabrics, these fabrics are not expensive at all. And I understand, because one of you, like I remember, said to me when I was reviewing the collector's Aurora or like Belle edition by Mattel earlier this year, that okay, so they buy lots and lots of fabrics and those are like super expensive. If we, you know, calculate the maths of what they buy and what they're charging for the amount of fabric that they use specifically for one single doll, they're gaining so much more, even if the fabrics are not cheap. So what I think is happening here is that we're just so used to assume and just feel okay with quality, even if it's not like great. And I will always be honest with you, and so I feel like there's no excuse. There's no really excuse. I don't mind if you just argue with me, because I understand about economics as well. Like it's something that I do as part of my job. Like I put it into context, in particular into like a medical perspective, but I know how things have have risen over the years, and how that might affect to the actual final products and prices, but not really. So I was very nicely surprised to just like, okay, so the hair here, it's, I would say it's polypropylene, but it's not the worst polypropylene. In terms of accessories, they were coming with like bracelets, earrings, hair accessories. The shoes were painted nicely for this though, and even though this one didn't come with painted on details on the shoes, again she came with many accessories painted on details on the purse, earrings, necklace, you know, head accessory. So the screenings are really nice as well, and then the proportions are really similar. So yeah, I mean that cartoony effect is still happening here for Descendants, even though they look a bit more realistic. And then when it comes to the quality of the fabrics used and the execution of them, and you know, the putting together factor, I feel like, okay, this has like printed details, but it's a really nice fabric. I don't know, I feel like it's comparable. It really is comparable. Like look at this dress, with the different cuts, the ribbons, the materials are really nice. These are like probably around the same material, if not worse for Chloe, a little bit better for Red. But right here we have stockings for these alleys, and like these leggings are like probably this is like the same material as this. So it is not as if they were like completely lacking in terms of quality before, and now Mattel has like put it to another level. I think the level is quite similar, probably slightly better, um, but I would expect more, and I will always expect more for Mattel, especially for the price they're giving them to us. And so I have to be completely honest with that. Now, what I will do is I will remove the outfits so we can have a look at the body types, and we'll compare that with the standard princess body so we can see if there are differences or not. Okay, so before I show you the bodies, I thought it would be very interesting to just go over the fashion pieces so you can see the construction of them as I was just describing them. Anyway, this is the jacket that we can find for Red. And as you can see, it's this like hard pleather material that I think it might wrinkle and come apart over time, although I'll try to take care of it, but I have that feeling anyway. But the construction is cool. It's very similar to that of the first puffer jacket of Rainbow High in a way. Not as thick, but you know, the same sort of like material. Now this is the top I was discussing earlier. It's just one single piece all together of you know, different layers with Velcro on the back like so. I think it looks cool because it's very high definition for what it is. Like sometimes the printed on details haven't felt so well because they haven't, you know, been very high definition, but in this case it is. Now I also found out that the two these are two separate pieces, so if you want to be like more photo accurate, I don't know if it's movie accurate, you can just use one, or you can use both, or it's cool that they're separate actually. And these are the trousers, so all printed but really highly defined, which I like. Then these are the gloves, very easy to put on and off. And the boots, I just love these boots so much. Like look at that heart to one of the sides. This coat is amazing. Seriously, I really do love these boots. And then moving on to Chloe's outfit, we find the jacket. As I was saying, it feels a bit more cheap than anything within Red's outfit. Then we have this bodysuit that also feels a little bit more cheap and a little bit more like blurred away when we look at the detailings. It doesn't feel as high definition, unfortunately, but that it is. The top part, the belt, the sword. I don't know if I showed these on camera before. These are have fingerless gloves, and these are the pants. A little bit more simplified, again, in my opinion, but still good. I guess. And these are the boots. Really nice design, really nice sculpt. Although it reminds me of an existing sculpt of Barbie extra boots, I think. It isn't the same, but it reminds me of that because we can't see as much the detailing, and it's just like a pity because these are supposed to be glass boots with, you know, jewels and stuff, but I still feel like these are my favorite. And now let's have a look on the dolls. Okay, so here we have the dolls without the clothes, and as you can see, Red's body is exactly the same proportion with like the standard new princess body by Mattel. It has in the case when compared to this Rapunzel. Obviously, these have more points of articulation than any other Disney princess doll that I've seen so far, because they're either having like top articulation, top body articulation, or like this, you know, elbow and knee. Sometimes it's very random, but anyway, the body, it is exactly the same for the case of Red, and they're using a thicker body for Chloe. So just as I was you know, guessing, it's like, you know, not like incredibly different, but it's thicker, slightly thicker, which is great because again, in the movie they are having different bodies. So I'm really happy that they decided to give us that, and it is not just an illusion of the outfit, but it's actually a different body. So yeah, I mean, the skin complexion between these two is the same, and this is a paler skin complexion, as you can tell, but these are the dimensions, which I think like I like even better on the thicker body, because I've always complained that I really don't like how I mean, flat chested the new princesses are in a way, and how shrunk the shoulders are. That looks a little bit weird, especially because I mean, the tummy is thicker, that it's not like an hourglass anymore. And it's probably a bit more realistic in terms of like this portion, although I feel like it would be even more realistic if the shoulders were like a little bit broader. But other than that, these are the different body types. The inclination of the feet is exactly the same, by the way. So they can also wear the Disney princess shoes and vice versa. And now I will get them dressed again, and I will give you my final thoughts.
Alright, and here we have them back on, and I have to say that just in general, like, I feel very happy with these releases. I'm one of those people that actually like the movie, so I'm even happier in those terms. And then I just had to be critical and completely honest with you, and that is why I tried to go as in detail as I could possibly go, and I hope that has been helpful and you've enjoyed the review as much as I have. And if that's the case, don't forget to give me a like. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, because as always I will be more than interested to know what you think, and I will definitely get back to all of you. For now, stay safe, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.